Wait. It say posting. You got that thing?
It said it was adding you.
It made me do it again.
All right.
It made me send you a new request.
Okay. Okay, it's telling me it's adding you now, so. All right, YouTube, hello.
Can you see me?
I can't, but it's telling me to add. I mean, it was telling me it was adding you.
Crazy.
Let me ask to add you again. So I'm trying to, I'm just letting everyone logging in that I'm trying to add you. Just gave me the option to add you as my guest again. Bring you on camera.
You must. All right, I would like to bring you on camera during their broadcast. This live video is public. It will be visible. You must rotate your phone to join. All right, I rotate my phone.
Rotate your phone. Okay.
And it says join. Connected. Thanks for joining. You were a guest on the time. It said I was a guest. It ain't like it went out or something.
I don't know. Hold on.
See if I return the watcher. I only see you now.
I keep sending you invites.
And it says join, but it says thanks for joining, and it automatically clicks out. Let me try to send it for you.
All right, someone there already commented. While you're working on it, I'm gonna read the comments. 850 credit score and learn to leverage that. That's some of the comments. As you all are coming in, I'm trying to add my guests to the broadcast. I might just have to do it on, let me see, can we do it on YouTube? I'm not familiar how to add you on YouTube, but it seems like I'm not familiar how to add you on Facebook.
See if you got the invite I just sent to you.
No, I did not. On Facebook?
Yeah.
All right. I did not. But I'm going to try to add you. Facebook, you all come to my YouTube channel. I'm going to send you a link to see if I can add you on YouTube. And then we might have to just do it on YouTube versus Facebook. So this is the link. And see, can you get added to that? And YouTube, hop over to my Facebook, Queen of Credit. We're going to have the discussion, 850 credit score or 600,000 cash. All right, questions on my YouTube until my guest comes in. How's my condo rental doing? Steven, my condo rental is doing great, right? It's doing great. Thanks for asking. I do have some HVAC issues that I have to take care of next week. But other than that, everything is fine. I have a great tenant. And it's beautiful. Looking to get a second mortgage out of that and to use the home equity line of credit. So, hello, beautiful. I Choose You by Willie Hutch. Easy. I'm going to assume that's a song, but hello. So as I'm trying to get my guests in, let me answer these questions. concerning credit that's coming up. All right. Hi. Question. I signed on to the credit restoration. Alvin, I see you trying this. It's just saying your device is not connected, Alvin.
It says
your guests need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the screen. But let me answer this question while you're trying to. I signed on to the credit restoration group called FES. I haven't finished my process because I would like to be a part of your group. Is it too late? Yes, but when did you sign into FES? I like for people who are already in some type of credit restoration program to finish the process that they started, because things could get, cross ties, and one company or one person may not know what the other ones are doing, what letters or affidavits have been sent out, and it may cross ties and cancel each other out. So I really would prefer, when people ask me if they're working with someone, to allow that work to finish before they get started with another company. Okay, what's going on now, Alvin?
they don't let me do it.
They won't allow you to come on? All right, so I'm going to keep you on speakerphone. I've just announced you. I guess we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. If you don't mind, then I'll share this with you, because we try. I see your name coming up as a guest, but
no, I want to be on camera though.
I want you on camera too. So what message are you getting?
I'm just seeing I can't connect on let's see if my camera and stuff can't connect.
You on your smartphone?
Huh?
Are you on your smartphone?
Yeah, I'm not at the house.
Well, look, go live on your Facebook page.
All right.
And then I can show your page, and it'll show your face on my YouTube channel. And we can split, at least we'll split the screen that way. So as you all are coming in, answer the question in the caption. Now, it is an age-old question. It's Alvin, and my guest is setting up his Facebook for his camera. But he texted me this question some weeks ago, and again, it is a well-known question that often floats on Facebook, but it still gets the response and different opinions of others, no matter how old some people may think the question is, right? You post this, you're guaranteed to get 50 or more comments. So, inspired by 𝒞𝓢, I love that profile name. Say, hello, Queen. 850 credit score is riches and glory. Okay, that's one person's opinion.
All right, so it's starting Facebook Live.
All right. If another person.
Hey,
go ahead.
See if you can go on Facebook Live and see if you can see my live video right now.
Okay.
Real quick before we get started.
Are you? No, I don't see you. I'm on your page. I don't see you as being live.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
The time ain't even start clicking yet. Like it used to say like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Right.
It just said 9.
All right. So let me just speak to everyone coming in on my YouTube. Princess Sunshine. Hello. Hello, hon. Hello, everyone coming in. And I do want you all to stay. This is a live stream. It's not a podcast. It's a live stream. So we are experiencing some technical difficulties. So if you're watching this on the replay and you're not a part of the live audience, then skip ahead if you don't want to sit through the technical difficulties. But I still don't see you live on your page. I still don't see you live. So I'm trying to share my screen with him so he can go live on his page to put a face to the name. So as you all are coming in again, go ahead and put this in the comments, whether you're watching it live in the replay. You may be surprised at what my answer is, right? You think it would be obvious with the name Queen of Credit, what my answer would be. But Alvin and I have lightly discussed this topic, so I wanted to invite him live because he has charge cards. He has high lines of credit with credit cards, and he leverages his credit to create cash flow. So wanted his opinion, wanted someone else to be a guest on my audience, on my channel, I mean. So as you all are coming in, put your comments in live on the replay. Which would you prefer, a 50 credit score versus 600,000 cash? And I can say this, people that are always in a mindset to get out of debt are always in survival mode. They always have this survival mentality. They never get a thriving mentality, right? And it's nothing wrong with not wanting to owe no man nothing, right? Which is a biblical verse that is widely misinterpreted and misused if you read the entire context of that. But if you don't ever get away from that concept or that mindset of using or leveraging debt or credit, I like to call it credit, not debt, to create more cash flow, you'll always be living in the system in which you have to work for money and your money can never work for you. All right, so Jesus said he'll take the 600. Letitia hopped on from my Facebook to my YouTube. Hello. A 50 credit score will outlast his 100K. Okay. So, all right, Brittany, if you just joined FES last week, I would let them, give them time, give them opportunity to do their thing, to work the process, because you don't want the disputes to be cross ties. That's often not the best. Let me get him back on. This often is not the best when it comes to getting your credit restored in a very quick manner. Hey, so you able to get on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm able to get on Facebook now. I gotta hang up. I don't know the phone acting crazy, but I'm gonna hang up the phone and then I can get on Facebook.
Okay, good. And we'll just split the screen. All right. So I got Alvin coming in. And we're going to share the screen and we're going to share his opinion because I thought his opinion was very interesting, another point of view. So let me see if I can get him on as you all are coming in. I just left the gym, so you all have to, okay, I got him. Deal with my rag. All right, he's live. Okay. Let me fix the volume. And comment. All right. Okay, so let me share this screen.
So you can see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Latonya, see if you can accept that invite I sent you.
Okay.
Can you accept the invite? This about to be good. This about to be real good. I'm telling you, this about to be a good topic right here. This about to be a real good topic today. So let's
let's get going. Me and my friend Latanya trying to figure. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Latanya? This is about to be a real good one today. The reason why I wanted to get on the same screen with you because I didn't want to read all these comments and stuff when people come in and everything like that. But
yeah.
But let's talk about it, man. 850 credit score, $600,000 cash. What you want to do? What you want to do? I see you say yes, but like you want to do you want to get on together or how you want to do it? You want to split screen or something like that? This is gonna be a good topic today because everybody, I'm telling you, I done had so many different opinions about this or whatever. I had so many different opinions about the credit score and the cash money. I done had so many different opinions, but hey, we about to come to the bottom of this today. We about to come to the bottom of this today. Today is the day. Absolutely, Joseph Two-Tone. Credit, let's go, buddy. Let's go. Hey, share this with y'all friends. This is the video you want to share with your friends. Share this video with your friends. Because we about to discuss this topic today. But literally, click the share button and everybody start sharing this with your friends. The topic of discussion today is which one would you prefer? A 850 credit score or $600,000 cash? So we're going to give everybody a moment. Just comment below. What would you prefer? Literally, leave your comments. Would you prefer the 850 or would you prefer the 600,000? Leave your comments below. 850 or 600,000. I see you, Ronald. I see you. Leave your comments, man. Everybody leave their comments. We're gonna start the conversation in just a second. This is gonna be a good one right here. I'm gonna give y'all my perspective on what I think on money and what I think on cash. What I think on cash and what I think on credit. So literally, share this, man. Share this video. Get other people to come in. I'm gonna give it like a second, then we're gonna start.
All right, so we're gonna hear his perspective as you all are coming in. Make sure you come in as well.
Man, how everybody doing today?
600,000.
Logging in on the call, on the video chat and everything like that. I don't go live often, but this is gonna be a good one. So let's crank it off. Let's get it started. All right, I got your text, Latanya. I got your text message.
Okay.
So look, let's get it started. What I would personally choose, this is my personal opinion, and I'm gonna validate my opinion with the things that I know, the knowledge that I have, the information that I have. I'm going to state my opinion based on that. Right? So here it goes. Me personally, if somebody gave me the choice of, hey, would you take an 850 credit score or would you take $600,000 cash? I'm going to take credit. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to take credit. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to take credit. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to take credit. The reason why I'll take credit over 850,000, the reason why I'll take an 850 credit score over $600,000 cash is because of one word that cash pretty much can't do. I would take the 850 because of leverage. That one word right there, leverage. You can leverage credit. You cannot leverage cash alone. You need credit. So me personally, I would take the word called leverage. I don't care about the debt, because many people say, oh, but if you take credit, you're going to have debt. You're going to owe everybody this. I'm going to explain to you why credit is better. It is better than cash. So we're going to take, before we get started, we got to take two people. We have to take two people in the same situations. So we're going to take person A, right? Think about it. We're going to have person A and we're going to have person B. We're going to give them the same exact situation. Both of them work for the same company. Both of them, they work for the same company. They have the same job. But one of them, they both make the same amount of money, right? They both make the same amount of money. Let's say both of them work for Chase Bank, right? They've been there the same amount of time, and both of them make $150,000 a year. But person A has an 850 credit score, along with his $150,000 a year, and person B has just a terrible credit score and just $600,000, right? He just has $600,000 in the bank. Here's why, if we was on a race to let's see who's going to get to, let's say, $1 million first. Let's see who gets to $1 million first. This is why I say person A, which has the 850 credit score and the income of $150,000 a year. This is the reason why I say person A and the 850 credit score will win, and it's better because of that word I said earlier, leverage. Basically, if person A and person B is both trying to make $1 million purchase. Let's say they see a home, or let's say they see a duplex for $1 million, right? They see a duplex for $1 million. Person A can instantly and automatically walk into the bank and say, hey, I see this home, I see this duplex I would like to buy. It costs me $1 million. I have an 850 credit score, and I make $150,000 a year. Given that scenario, most banks will say, man, I like that. I like the sound of that. I like to hear that. You know what? I'm going to write you the whole $1 million. I'm going to loan you the entire $1 million on that. You can go and buy the house today. So person A walks away with the $1 million to go buy this house. And all he did was sign his name to leverage his credit to get the house that he wanted. Now, person B, for instance, all person B, he got the same job. Everything is the same between person A and person B. Person B, for instance, person B, this person just has $600,000 cash. So he's trying to purchase a $1 million home. He's trying to purchase the same home that person A was trying to purchase, but person B only has $600 cash. So if he go to try to purchase the house, guess what the homeowner is going to tell him? The real estate agent is going to tell him. He's going to say, man, you don't have enough. You can't purchase the home. You need to go get me some more money. So he's not able to make a purchase no more than $600,000 cash, simply because he only has $600 cash. If he wanted to buy something that's worth $1 million, then he would have to borrow the other $400,000 to make the $1 million purchase. And if you borrowing $400,000 to put with your $600,000, then that's when you are using something called leverage, which is in correct conjunction to credit. It's the same thing. Credit has the power to be leveraged. You can leverage it, and you cannot leverage cash. And that's why I would personally choose an 850. But here's what many people have been saying. Many people have been saying, oh man, well, if you borrow $1 million from the bank, you got to pay the $1 million back, you in debt. Well, here's why I come to tell you, debt is not bad. Most people think they have been conditioned to believe that debt is a bad thing. Having debt is not bad. It depends on what type of debt you have. If you have good debt or if you have bad debt, that's going to determine. Break down the taxes taken out of $600,000. We're not going to even go into taxes and everything. We're just going to use the simple. We're going to just use the simple $600,000 and the $850. We can go deeper into taxes and debt to income and assets, and we can go deeper into that, but we're not going to go deeper in it. We're going to keep this simple. I just want to show people that the power of credit and the power of credit being leveraged is worth more than cash. Because eventually, eventually you're going to run out of cash. And I'm telling you, eventually all investors do. It doesn't matter if you're worth $100, worth $1 million, worth $1 billion, you're going to eventually run out of cash. And that's when credit comes into place and you have to leverage that. So let me go back to the topic I was just discussing. Many people would say, well, you're going to owe the bank $1 million or something like that, and I'm not going to owe nobody or whatever. Cool. Well, this is when I said earlier, the difference between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is things that you buy or you possess that does not produce income for you. Like, for instance, credit card debt is bad debt, Like if you have a whole bunch of JCPenney cards or dealer's cards that you charged up for designer clothes and all that stuff and all these clothes, that's bad debt. If you purchase the car and it only takes money out of your pocket every single month, that is bad debt. And on the other hand, you can have something called good debt. Good debt can be a loan that you take out from the bank, for instance, and you leverage it into a real estate property like a duplex, a triplex, or something like that. And this income producing asset produces income for you every month. Now, here's the thing, and that's why credit is so important. Let's say you borrowed that $1 million from the bank. That does not mean you have to be the one to pay the money back. You don't have to necessarily pay it back. Well, in this instance, that's when you would want to actually have like a tenant or somebody else to pay your loan back. It happens all the time. They've been doing it for years. We're just now getting hip to this game. So let's say I borrowed $1 million and I bought a duplex. I can rent out both of those units and I have a mortgage, right? Because I borrowed $1 million. Well, my tenants are going to be paying back my mortgage. My tenant's going to be paying back the mortgage, the money that I borrowed, and I'm going to be keeping the profit. So basically, I'm getting money. I'm creating money from nothing, from a score that's on a piece of paper. I'm creating money, and that's the power of having good credit versus just having cash in the bank. With cash, you cannot do that. You cannot leverage that type of money and do those things. So what I would do, basically, I'll borrow the $1 million, buy something that produces income, get the person, rent the producing asset out to somebody, have them pay back the note, I keep the profit, and then once the mortgage is paid off, then guess what? The asset still belongs to me, and I didn't pay for it. My tenant paid for my loan. And then you know what I do? I go back to the bank. Now that they see that, hey, man, you paid good on this loan. Oh, you still got high credit. You still got high income. Now, when I went for the first $1 million, they're going to double back and want to give me $2 million now, and then $3 million now, because they see that I am very good with money. They see that I know how to manage the money and how to manage my credit. So that's why I tell people all the time, it's best to use your credit versus using 600 cash. 600 cash can only buy you something that's worth 600 cash. That's it. That's it. You cannot buy something for $610,000. You can't do it. You only have 600 cash. So you would have to wait to purchase your $1 million home. You would have to wait until you save up $400,000 more. Me, I walked in the bank the same day, signed on $1 million loan, and I walked up with my asset. And that's what I want people to understand. Credit is way more powerful than just having cash. I'm telling you, it's way more powerful for the simple word that you can leverage. You can leverage. I can argue this point with anybody because eventually, I'm telling you, eventually, I don't care if you have 50 million in the bank, you will eventually run out of money. You're going to need credit. And if you look at these big corporations, your Walmarts, your Targets, and stuff like that, man, these companies operate off of credit. They have built their entire business, their entire corporations off of credit. They borrow the money to get items and stuff like that. And then they have y'all as consumers to pay back the money that they borrow, and they keep the profits. That's what I'm telling you. You have to do your research. That I'm telling you, credit is key. Credit, I'm telling you, credit is king. It is the king. It can literally take you from zero. You can have zero money. Literally, you can have nothing in your bank account. But if you have an 850 credit score, you can turn that into cash. You can turn that into profit in your pockets. And that's why credit, I'm telling you, credit is much more powerful. So stop thinking that, hey, I'm going to owe the bank this money. Or, hey, I'm in debt. Like, debt is not bad. And even if you do have debt, that don't mean you have to pay for it. If I buy something, I'm never paying for it. Ever. I don't ever pay for nothing that I buy. I get other people to pay for it. Think about how smart this is. I use other people's money to buy what I want, and I get other people's money to pay for what I want. Think about that. Think about that. I use other people's money, like your money. I would take your money and buy something for me. Then I'm going to take somebody else's money to pay for what I just bought for me. And I never use my own money. I'm not going to use my money. My mom taught me this valuable lesson when I was young. It's very funny, but it stuck with me as an adult. And she didn't even realize she was teaching me this lesson. Here's the lesson. My mama used to always say, boy, you want to keep your money and always want to spend my money. You always want to spend my money and want to keep your money. And like she was teaching me a valuable principle on credit that I didn't even know at the time she was actually teaching me. But she taught me, and now that I'm an adult, I understand the power. So when somebody asks me which one is better, the 850 or the 600, by far, you better take the 850. The reason why you can make millions off of 850 if you know how to leverage it. You have to know how and stop being scared of debt. Debt is not bad. The debt that you currently have is bad, and you have to stop thinking like that. You have to stop buying stuff that takes money from you. You have to start buying things that produce money for you. That's why you think debt is bad. Me, I would co-sign. I discussed it with my friend last night. I'd rather give somebody $100,000 cash than to co-sign on a loan for them. That's how much credit means to me. Listen to what I said. I'd rather give somebody $100,000 cash than to co-sign on a loan for them. I would rather do that. The reason why, because with that cash, they could screw that up and it won't affect me. But guess what? If I co-sign on a loan for them and they don't pay that loan back, then that'll screw me up. That'll stop me from getting access to different funding. That'll stop me from growing my own wealth. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, watch this video, share it with your friends, and if you need more information, if you want to talk, if you want to discuss things further, reach out to me. You can reach out to my friend too, 𝒞𝓄𝓏 on here. You can reach out to her too. I'm telling you, credit will take you further than any dollar amount will. I don't care if it's $1 million. I will put my credit up right now. Right now. I'm not talking about 10 years from now, 5. I will take my credit right now, the situation I'm in right now, and leverage, because I understand the power on what it can do and what it can get for me. And that's why I'm preaching to you today. And we've been discussing this topic all week. Credit will take you further than any amount of cash will. Period. It will. And because of this one thing, leverage. You can leverage credit. You cannot leverage cash. You will eventually run out. Eventually. So take it from me. Get your credit right and watch the doors that open up for you. And stop thinking that all debt is bad, because all debt is not bad. All debt is not bad. There's some good debt out there. There's some good debt. What if I told you, I say, hey, I'm going to give you $100,000, but this $100,000 I give you is going to give you $3,000 a month for the rest of your life. Would you take that $100,000? Listen to what I just said. If I said, I'm going to give you $100,000 today, right? I'm going to give you $100,000 cash today. But this $100,000 cash that I give you today will give you every single month $3,000 for the rest of your life. Would you take the $100,000 today? Yes or no? Leave your comments below. Yes or no? I need to know. Would you take it? Me, I'll take it in a heartbeat. The reason why I'm gonna get $3,000 for the rest of my life. I'd have been paid off that $100,000 loan, and I still got $3,000 coming for the rest of my life. That's the definition of good debt. That is good debt. Now let me ask you another question. If I wanted to give you a $50,000 car, and I give you no money every month, I just give you a $50,000 car, would you take the $50,000 car? Answer that. Would you take the $50,000 car? And the crazy part is, most people in the world would say yes. Most people in the world would do that. You know why? Because they think the car has value, and the car actually does not have value. It's going to depreciate. It's going to go from 50 on down. It doesn't produce any income for it. Good decision, Raven. Good decision. Very good decision. Ronald Rainey, good debt, period. And I just gave you 2 scenarios. That's the answers. That is the answer. So stop thinking all debt is bad debt, man. I can have $1 billion in debt as long as it's good debt. I don't care, because it makes me money. Listen to Troy Rainey. All that sounds good. The truth is, it's just the basic, what you're talking about. Tell everyone how to get to 850 credit score. Then you go there with the people. You got them feeling like that all there is just to get 850 lap out. You will have a lot of people going crazy. All right, Troy Brown, let me speak on that. All right. To get to 850 credit score, that's overnight. You need years of history. You need history to get an 850 credit score. You need good payment history. You need good credit. You need a good credit mix. That comes with revolving accounts. You need installment accounts. You know, you're going to need a good credit utilization. You're going to need on-time payments every month. You know, you're not going to you can't have buku inquiries on your credit report from applying for different things and everything like that. You can't have all that on your credit report. I understand credit on a level that's very, 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 very deep. So what I'm talking.
Hey, I think it may froze. Let me give him an opportunity to unfreeze that. But I will.
Well, trust me, you can take it to the bank. You can take it.
If it continues to freeze up, then I'm going to
the bank. So
comment on some of your.
I'm gonna show you, man. This is the way. Let's go here. You know what I mean? And the good thing, like Latanya Deloach said, Great credit history and credit mix. That's very important. Very important. Let me speak on that right there. Great credit history. Great credit history. Banks typically want to see, there's a difference between short-end credit files and good credit history, loan credit files. Thin credit files is just a credit file with like 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts on it. And they only been having credit for like 2, 3 years. You know, that's a thin credit file. You know, banks look at that as a thin credit file. But then you have people that's been having credit for, you know, credit for 10, 15, 20 years. Now, that's loan credit. Now you're talking, okay, I understand credit really well. Of course. Yeah, I understand it too. So you understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying is the truth. Yes, it does. It definitely doesn't happen overnight. So you understand what I'm speaking is the truth. So it takes time, and you have to have a mix of credit. You have to have credit card.
Okay, I think it's...
You have to use these credit cards properly. You cannot just be out here just spending the car on your car. When you buy a car from a dealership or something, every month you pay the $500 every single month. Whatever your car note is, you pay that same amount every single month. Revolving debt, the payment is going to change every month. You never know what the payment is going to be. Like on your credit card, if you charge $1,000 this month, your payment may be $100. You know, but when you bring down that balance, you know, your payment may be $30. It just depends. But it's important, like Raven said, I see your comment, Raven. Yes, you only use 10% of your credit card utilization. Whatever your credit card limit is, you only supposed to be using 10% of that amount only. So if you got $1,000 credit card, 10% of that is what, $100? You ain't supposed to spend no more than $100. Anytime you spending over $100, you can still get points if you're under 30%, but you're not going to get the maximum of points. Here's a good way to look at credit utilization. I'm going to break it down in a way that you can understand it. Just like when you was back in school. From 0, well, I'm going to say from 1. From 1 to 9% credit utilization is considered an A+. The credit bureaus, the credit agencies are going to look at you like, okay, great, he's an A. From a 10% to a 19%, you consider that a B. You can look at it as a B. From a 20% to a 29%, you can see that as a C, right? A C. You still passing, but you ain't getting the points as you would if you was an A. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, are you grasping what I'm saying? A D. Let's go D. If you at 30%, 39%, you a D. You still passing, but they looking at you sideways. Anything after that, you might as well just throw in the towel. You know, you might as well throw in the towel at that point. You know, so take what I just said and trust me. I do this stuff. I'm not speaking on stuff that I do not do. Like, I do this. You can ask anybody that knows me. I have a track record for having great credit and making investments that produce income for me. Like, I literally took nothing and turned it into something because of credit. And I'm telling you, I would take $850 over $600,000 any day. Any day. So that answers your question right there. Because we've been discussing this topic all week, and that's it. Man, if anybody got questions for me about credit, send me a DM. When I tell you I know this stuff like the back of my hand, I really, really know. I understand it on a very, very, very deep level. And if you got questions, reach out to me. Send me a DM. You know, comment under this video.
All right, so
if anybody got questions right now, ask me. I'm gonna answer all.
I'm gonna allow him to answer his questions.
I know you still watching.
Yeah.
What questions? What you want me to discuss? What you want me to bring? Like, come on, somebody leave me some comments before I log on off.
All right, let me see what questions he may have that you all may ask.
Is there anything else I need to say or explain that I need to clarify so that everybody can understand? Is there anything else? Let me scroll back to the top because I seen
some people are saying where to start. Let me decrease his volume, and just in case he may answer a good question, so I'm going to keep it open. But I want to say this real quick. Cash is not king anymore, because I see a lot of people on my lives, and they're saying, "Oh, cash is still king." That cash gives you less leverage than credit will, because cash in 1971 became a depreciating currency, meaning that cash was king because it held its value when it was backed by physical money or silver and gold. See, when you used to take this $20 printed currency to exchange, you received the exchange amount of money, which was gold. And see, gold and silver is always used in the accounting system to reset the accounting system as more paper dollars printed out. Now, someone told me I can take the 600,000 cash, or commented, I can take the 600,000 cash and buy 3 or 4 duplexes. But see, that same 600,000 cash before 1971 would have purchased you 12 duplexes. Let me say that again. Some people say, "Oh, I can take 600,000 a day and buy 3 or 4 duplexes," right? That same 600K would have bought you 3 times as much as assets before 1971 in 2020. So now you're losing purchase. See, you could have got 12 duplex before 1971. Now in 2020, you can only get 3 to 4. So that's not king. Anything that loses its purchasing power so you can gain assets in your life that will get you cash flow is not king. The king is cash flow is king, right? That's the king. The cash flow is king. Having assets that will bring you a flow of cash that will outpace inflation and taxes, which is rising prices. See, this is the only thing that can be taxed. I don't think you all understand this. Physical silver and gold, which is money, could not be taxed. So they started printing paper and not informing people that printed currency and cash is not real money. It was supposed to be just an exchange for the real money, which is the physical silver and gold. That's why when more stimulus is printed and more currency is printed, the price of money, gold and silver, the value of it increases or appreciates. And again, you're losing your purchasing power. And once money is gone, it is gone. It's not recyclable or reusable, right? Someone said we are not in 1971. Okay, green eyes, you need a history lesson. Since 1971, printed cash was taken off of the gold standard, meaning that this, just like credit cards, is backed by nothing. It's printed out of thin air. It's invisible. See, it's nothing more. It's nothing. Both of these are lines of credit, and I'm gonna make sure my information is turned around. See, all of these, both. Let me show you. Both of these are lines of credit. I think I have some cash in here. I have some cash. Both of these are lines of credit. This one has lost 35% of the purchasing power since 1971. These lines of credit has lost no purchasing power and can be recycled and reused continuously to purchase when you use it the correct way. So now $20 used to, before 1971, buy you or allow you to get, let me see, because the purchasing power is only 30 cents. Up to $20 will get you close to, $20 worth of products or produce. But now $20 today only gives you $14 worth of produce or services. Whereas the same amount that gold and silver used to be able to purchase is still able to purchase that amount today. Because the price of gold, for example, if you look on the standard, before 1971 was lower. It's gold right now, an ounce is $1,700. Let me look up the price of gold, and Alvin is still talking. How much was gold? Much was gold, and let's just say 1970. How much was 1970 gold was worth $38. And let me show you all. Let me share this with you. $38 to purchase an ounce of gold. In 1970, $38.90. Right? 1971, $44.60. And then as gold, the money was taken off of in 1971 by President Nixon, the standard, the price of gold began to escalate, increase. 1972, $63.84 an ounce. 1973, $106.48 an ounce. Because the more of this that's printed, the more money, which is gold, increases in value because it's always used for the accounting system. So more cash currency that's produced or circulated into the system, the more gold money sponges and soaks up that cash, because the accounting system is going to have to be reset. Look at the price of gold right now, from where it was in 1970, from $30-something to now $1,643. And I thought it was higher than that. I thought it was at $1,700 an ounce. So that same gold always appreciate in value. And why is that? Because gold is money. Gold is money. Not this. This is not backed. And just like credit cards are not backed by anything. Just a line of credit given to you out of thin air. The same thing with this. But this has lost its purchasing power. Cash is trash until you need it. I wouldn't say cash is trash now, because if you cash poor and you credit poor, then you're in Titanic, a terrible situation. Cash can still is what's used now for the exchange of goods and services. But for people who don't know what real money, some people have never held money in their hand, meaning they never held gold and silver in their hand because they don't know what money is. This is just currency that will depreciate the more it's distributed into society, the less purchasing power. So you need this to flow back to you, not in form of just, because people don't understand income and cash flow is different as well. So not just in form of a job or a paycheck. The only way some people know how to get this is through a paycheck. A job has to cut them a check. They don't understand passive income streams, residual income streams. They don't understand that if you use credit and you get tangible assets, physical assets, right? Then the cash flow coming in, if it's greater than what you're paying back on the loan, is outpacing inflation and taxes. Inflation is the price increases that you see around you every day. All right, some more comments. Use your cards, use your credit, let it go dormant. It's why they pull the limits back. Exactly. They assume you no longer need it. Now, he didn't want to go into this, but what if you all don't understand as well is that 600,000, that 600K, if you don't know how to protect it from taxes, you're not looking at if it's taxed at 30%. That 180,000 is coming out right from the gate. Or if it's taxed at 40%, 240,000, you've automatically lost 30 to 40% of purchasing power with cash, right? In form of taxes. I tell people all the time, taxes is your biggest expense, even coming out of your paycheck. Taxes is your biggest expense. So you get gifted 600K, or you win the lottery 600K. The first person that's going to get paid or get that money is not you. It's not you. Something called the IR to the S. And a lot of people don't know how to control taxes out of their paychecks. And they definitely don't know how to control taxes off a large lump sum of money. You hear celebrities, you hear rappers, you hear athletes talk about this all the time, of them not having a financial education to stop the biggest expense from all the cash that they receive, from the millions of dollars that they receive. They do not have a financial education to save or to stop that 30 or 40% of taxes. And a lot of you all don't either, because if you did, you would stop that from coming out of your paycheck and you will let that money flow back to you every month. And that's why I teach and educate on the home-based business. So you can get $300 to $600 on average flowing back to you that you're giving to the IRS tax-free. All right, so someone commented that they can buy 3 or 4 units for $600K. You're not looking at your taxes coming out. So that's from $180,000, $240 in taxes off the top. And the Credit Millennial stated that a duplex in Cali is $700,000. Right? So now what will you buy with it? Now, mind you, let me read some more of this. Exactly. Inspired. That's why home-based business come into play, taxes. And then the second hidden tax is inflation. Prices increase, right? Now, let me read this. Sean said, gold's purchasing power has outlasted 400 years, at least until the end of the Bretton Woods. In August of 1971, J.P. Morgan stated before Congress in 1912, oh, Sean, thank you so much for this. And Alvin is, he's calling me now. But Sean, thank you so much for this. Gold is money. Everything else is credit. JP, this is stuff they don't teach you in schools. If you know this history of what money is, and if you know, and then did you all know that since 2011, that J.P. Morgan has accumulated more than 350 million ounces of silver? Since 2011, people, that's 38% of the world's population. Why? Because they know that silver and gold is real money. And when you do business with them at the bank, they give you this. a depreciating asset, because cash is still an asset. It's just not king. Let me thank you so much, Sean. You are really speaking my language, speaking the queen's language. The king is speaking the king. The king is speaking the queen's language. So cash is not king. It's an asset. I listened to a song by Fat Joe today, and I forgot the name of it because, you know, I'm at the gym working out. And I heard him in the song say that he was, the young lady in the video was ready to leave and all that. And he said, look, I'm on a new level now. I'm a lion, which means I'm a king. And I would treat you like a queen, but you have to act like a queen. And you have to understand that as a king, I have to do king shit. I have to make king moves now. And I need a queen by my side to understand that. So, you know, I know you like living in this luxury house with the marble floors, but this house comes with bills and it's expenses, and so are you. So if you all know the name of that song, let me know. I forgot. I'm trying to get up on my generational music. But, you know, when people get into king mindset and king thoughts and king moves and start leveraging their credit, they want a queen by their side, not a woman. This must be a lesson. I don't know why we're going here, but not a woman who's not going to understand that man has to make king moves. You got to be a queen with him. If he's out there trying to better his credit, trying to better his cash flow situations, trying to change his mindset, right? We're having credit church. Somebody put credit church in. I didn't mean to preach a sermon, but let's go here. And then you as a queen need to be making those moves with him, speaking that language with him, supporting him, and building him up as a king. Because you got a lot of clowns out here. They don't care about their credit, and they don't care about their cash flow, and they don't care about accumulating assets. See, a clown just wants to always depend on a job for income. A clown doesn't set up moves that if that job goes away. A clown doesn't rethink his mindset of, you know what, I want to use my credit. I want to leverage my credit. I understand that as an employee, my social security number is the highest tax bracket that there is. If you look back on my whiteboard, your social security number is the highest tax bracket that there is, and you can start a home-based business, and now you can get the tax brackets of an EIN number, employee identification number, versus being taxed on your social. Get taxed on a business and keep more of your cash flow coming to you. Jesus, I don't know the song, but that woman is taxing Fat Joe more than IRS. Get rid of her, Joe. Well, look, she started speaking queen language at the end because she started understanding and supporting his hustle. So she stepped up on her queendom, right? And so, ladies, you know what? Be a queen until the king finds you. What do I mean by that? You understand credit and cash flow. You understand how to use your credit to now get assets, how to get things that will make you more money, not take away your money. So until that king steps into your life, then you have to queen up, right? You can't have these low credit scores. You can't be 6 figures in student loan debt. Let me tell you something. I have seen women and men alike, but mostly women, with 6-figure student loan debt. So they have that cash, right? But they're using it in a negative way. The first thing they'll go accumulate there is a house or a vehicle. And that's why it doesn't matter which one you have, cash or credit. If you don't know how to leverage both of them, because cash is an asset. Don't get me wrong. It's an asset. I love having cash in my wallet as long as my credit cards. But cash cannot reinvent and recycle itself like credit can. And both of them, if you don't know how to play the game, you will abuse both of those assets. Because even if you get the $600K and you don't know how to acquire physical assets with it, you're going to be asked out anyway. That was good. Credit and cash are both assets, but you're going to be asked out if you don't know what to do with them. So, kingdom and queendom moves. That's right. So I didn't mean to go on that rant. And another thing I want to say, and I'm logging off and I'm going to speak with Alvin because he's calling me, is I have people that come into these live streams, and it's live. So when you're doing live, you're going to have technical difficulties. You're going to have people that ask you questions that I may want to address. And if your attention span is so short that you can't work through a live stream for the first 10 minutes to get the knowledge, you'll always be struggling. You will always be struggling. Because if you don't take a time to learn a financial education from people like myself that's leveraging my time to teach you for free, then you don't deserve. I have people that made comments. Will he get to the point? Dr. Boyce Watkins was doing a live stream today, and someone commented, will you get to the point already? If you have attention deficit disorder that low, right, that you're going to rush or dictate someone's platform, then you don't have to join the platform. Yeah. So whether you got credit or cash, if you don't know how to use either one of them, you're still going to be asked out. But both of them are assets. Both of them are assets. Credit, when used the correct way, is just a recyclable and a reusable asset that can continuously bring you more assets in, and it can increase your capital. Right? Jesus want to get on this king and queen stuff. A woman can't land a king until she becomes a queen. A man can land a queen until that's true. That's true, Jesus. I do agree with that statement. Credit does take patience. It takes time. There's so many different, that's why credit is queen, because there's so many different things you can do with credit. Someone made a comment on one of my live streams that told me that the queen in the game of chess can be sacrificed, but the king can't. Well, you know what? To that person who may watch this live stream, who cares about sacrificing credit, especially credit that's non-collateral debt, meaning that nothing is attached to it? Who cares about sacrificing credit when credit can always be rebuilt, restored? It can be written off in bankruptcy. It can be charged off from creditors. They will charge it off because, see, Bank of America would charge it off. Citicorp would charge it off. Navy Fed would charge it off. U.S. Bank would charge it off. PenFed would charge it off. All of these, American Express, Amex, all of them, if you don't pay this, would charge this off, or you can write it off in bankruptcy. Now, the one debt that you cannot write off in bankruptcy that you need to be afraid of is student loan debt, right? It's student loan debt. So who cares if your credit can be sacrificed when you can learn how to use it the correct way and do it better the second time around? Right. So he's calling me. I know he wants to talk. I'm going to talk to him. I really want him, I guess, because he's a young man. He's a young man, and he's doing so many things with his credit. And he just bought a Porsche today, not as a personal vehicle with his credit, but he bought that to rent and lease out. It's going to be used as an asset, and it is going to bring him cash flow in. So yes, discipline is the major key. And everyone, make sure you hit that like button because YouTube loves the algorithm to share the broadcast and the knowledge. But also, financial education is a major key as well, right? You can never sacrifice your queen, sacrifice pawns, fam. Okay, well, I'm just telling you what the comment was. I don't play chess, the game of chess. I'm just telling you what the comment was in one of my YouTube videos, right? But I do know this about the game of chess, that pawns can be promoted, or a queen can promote or bring up a pawn to a higher level. Now, I do know that, right? So let me know if I'm right or wrong. They can be promoted, or whatever way you want to call it. So now, let me tell you why also credit is so, and Trump is about to bankrupt the United States. Trump is about to bankrupt the United States. That's why he's saying the second stimulus is going to be very generous. Okay, so a pawn can become a queen. When a pawn reaches to the other end of the board, it can become changed for NP. And that's why, except for the king, this is called a promotion. And that's why credit is queen. Because you can promote, see, someone that doesn't have the income can be promoted. Someone that's have a pawn of an income can be promoted to a queen in this financial game through credit. Now, I heard some people say some different things that now when you apply for credit cards, that they're looking heavily to qualify your income, right? But in the past, I'm not sure if that's right or wrong, but in the past, you had to put your, especially for business credit cards, which I love business credit cards, because business credit cards are like ghost cards. If you get the right ones, meaning they won't even report on your personal credit report that could damage your credit report, and they have high credit limits. And so with credit cards, the application, especially on business credit cards, is your future income, or what you think your future income will be in the business. Or with personal credit cards, the household income of the house. It just does not have to leverage your income. So someone with a lesser income can get higher capital than the money they make. And I say this all the time. Credit or capital can get you in one day what a year of labor from a job. See, some people in one day can get approved for a $50,000 line of credit to invest, whereas they may make $40,000 on a job. Because even with business credit cards, right, it looks at your projected income, not your current income, for approval. And of course, it looks at your credit score and your credit profile as well. But it also takes into consideration your projected income. All right, credit produces cash over and over again. That's a great way to say that. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you can know that that you'll know when I'm going live. And listen, there are going to be a lot of people that's going to claim bankruptcy right now. And why not? Big businesses are doing it. You know, some people are saying that it's unethical, right, to do bankruptcy, which is not even biblical. I tell those people, those are the people that's too religious to be rich. But if big businesses can claim bankruptcy and have cash reserve and get cheap debt, why won't you do what the big businesses are doing? This is how rich people continues to get richer, because they understand how to leverage cash, credit, and charge out bad debt. And you all don't. And you don't know how to leverage good debt. You don't know how to get rid of bad debt through the laws of this country, and you don't know how to establish and use good debt or good credit. All right, so let me answer this question. I think she asked me twice. Cassandra wanted to know, help, if I have things in collections, which trade lines will help? Honey, don't get a trade line. Get those collections off. For example, I have 90% of my clients not only get collections deleted from their credit report, but legally not owe the collection to the debt collectors, because debt collectors often do not have the legal paperwork and requirements needed when they buy debts. They buy debts by the bulk. They just buy in the profile, but they don't have the legal documents because they're buying it cheap for pennies on the dollars. And legally, under the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act, they don't have the legal documents as required to collect from you. But if you don't know that knowledge and you don't know the law, and this is how 98% of debt collectors get their money. They send out a 30-day debt validation letter, and it's two things either happen. Either people don't know how to respond to the debt validation letter. They get a free letter off of Google that's not under the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act and try to send it in. That's why I tell people there's no such thing as free lunch, right? Always wanting or trying free will cost you more financially than hiring an expert, whatever will. And so they come back and they send you an itemized statement of the charges, or they say, we validate the debt, and you don't know what's the second chess move to that letter request. Because a lot of people, for example, don't even know that when you get a printout bill, especially if it's a medical debt, that's a violation of your privacy, because that has just exposed what medical services procedures that you have received. And it's an illegal form of validating a debt, right? And so it's a twofold process. You can get the collection deleted off your credit report, but you also must know the laws and the legal way to respond to debt collectors. And you have a 30-day window. And so what happens is either most people respond the wrong way or they don't respond at all. And at this time, you are subpoenaed to court. And now you're afraid of court because you don't know what to say, right? And you think because they sent you a bill in the mail showing that you had some type of account with an original company, that's grounds to collect from you. And now what happens is you end up being garnished from a no-show in court. And that's how 98% of debt collectors collect their debt, right? So I hope that answered your question, everyone. Oh, bankruptcy is a tool, but you know what I'm tired of seeing in bankruptcy? Is people filing bankruptcy for department store cards and credit cards debt. This is not what the rich and wealthy do. They have assets in their bankruptcies that they file and they get it for pennies on the dollar, right? Proverbs 11:1. I need to look at my app. I will read that. If the debt collector send you an outstanding bill to the attorney, it's the same thing. That attorney has to file under the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act laws. So the attorney office have to validate your debt under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act laws. But the question is, do you know the laws of the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act to legally not owe that debt? All right, another question. Hello, Queen. I just found you a couple of weeks ago. Thank you so much for the knowledge you share. How do you charge for your credit repair services? Okay. Let me take you to my website and walk you through that real quick. So the name of the game is to know how to save more of the cash that you get, because cash is a depreciating asset. And you do that through taxes. So to get help or assistance for my credit services, and these are, look, this, and someone asked me, can I help? This is a letter from Credit One. They had sold this account to a debt collector. I did a dispute with the debt collector for this client. They wrote a letter back saying, "Thank you for contacting Credit One Bank. We received your communication stating that you never applied to the above referenced accounts." You all probably don't know what that means. When you get credit cards, you do apply, but they do not require your signature. But that's another topic for another day. In response into the investigation, we found that you are not responsible for any previous or further balance incurred on this account. We have submitted a request to remove the trade line from the consumer reporting agencies. Please allow the agencies approximately 60 days. Not only did the collection get removed from their credit report, but they were not liable for the debt. See, a lot of people do disputes and they can get the debt collectors removed from credit report, but they don't know how to legally not be liable for the debt, any future or past balances legally. And that happens through debt validation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So if you want a custom credit analysis, you will go to Credit Help tab on my website. It's a small investment of $75. Please include your name and email address in the notes section because this is a Cash App payment, because PayPal takes too many fees from me, which is like taxes. So I like my money fee-free and tax-free. So please include your name and email address. And then after you have invested in the $75, you have to email me your credit report. This is the link to click on to retrieve your credit or get your credit report. After you email it, watch this video. It's less than 5 minutes on how to email me your credit report, because it must be emailed in HTML format and not PDF format, right? So those are how those done. What's the best way to get medical collections removed? Know the Fair Debt Collections Act laws, or hire a professional to do it for you, right? And you also, when it comes to medical debt or collections, in order to get them removed from your credit report and not to owe the debt, you also need to know HIPAA laws, HIPAA, as well as HSA laws. So you can go to HSA, HSA.gov, and if what I'm saying to you is like Greek to you, then it will be in your best interest to hire a professional that do know the background of HIPAA, SHA.gov, to get those medicals collections deleted from your credit report and to legally put you in good standing where you do not owe that account. So if you don't understand that, then you probably won't be able to do it by yourself, right? So hopefully Trump declares a jubilee that allow us to keep our assets. Then he'll usher in a new monetary system, which in my opinion, and if President Trump's usher in a new monetary system, people, the prices of gold is going to, and silver is going to explode to its highest highs. So if you are a holder of physical gold and silver, right, then this is going to put you, because again, money, which is physical gold and silver, always have to be used to reset the accounting system, because it is real money. And so those prices are going to explode. As the dollar depreciates or loses value, it will appreciate. All right, so you all again hit those thumbs up. Mary says, when I listen to your lives, I can't sleep at night, excited about getting on point. I love your knowledge. Thank you so much. And it's great to listen to while you're working out or, going to sleep, because, my live streams, they, Okay, you've been buying the physical silver. Silver right now, my live streams can be, lengthy. Silver right now is a great investment if you're not a person that needs cash flow. If you just need capital gains, which means a higher rate of return on your money, silver is a great investment because it's under $20 an ounce, and it's an industrial metal, and it's monetary metal as well. So you're going to use silver in Tesla, calculators. Silver is way overvalued. This new 5G Wi-Fi, silver will play a part in that, and phone batteries, catalytic converters. So silver is a twofold great capital gains investment if you can hold on until this economy totally crash, right? And again, you all, we have about 100 people live, so make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. All right, last question. I've been using Lexington Law to help me with credit repair. They are awful. My credit score has not moved an inch. I can believe that. And just know that Lexington Law is a month-to-month credit repair business. Is no rush. See, everybody values cash flow. That's why I'm telling you all cash flow is king. Everybody values cash flow. So when they can get your cash flow, they're not at the highest incentive to rush and get your negative accounts removed or to aggressively attack on your behalf because they want that cash flow. That's why cash flow is king. That's why banks value cash flow, right? That's why they want to get you into the loans. They don't care about, and let me show you all this about how cheap debt is right now. See, this is what I'm trying to explain to you all. This is why cash is not king, it's an asset. Debt is so cheap right now that, look at the mortgage rate so I can share this with you all, that it makes more financial sense to get a mortgage, 30-year fix, and I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to show you the screen. It's showing that it's at 3.6%, but it's even cheaper than that. It said like the cheapest mortgage rates for refinance is cheaper now than in the history of mortgage FHA, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac rates at 3.15%. So if debt or credit can be given to you at 3.15%, and you can get a higher rate on return by using that cheap debt. Look at this, a 15-year fix is at 2.84%, right? Then why would you use cash that's only going to give you 60 to 70% of its purchasing power? Because cash has lost 35% of its purchasing power since 1971. So again, what does that mean? Well, I could buy according to my Cali live person that's on, that you can't even buy one duplex in California for it's $700K. So if you could buy a duplex, 3 or 4 in 2020 for $600,000, well, just before 1971, you can buy 12 of those. So that just lets you know why cash is not king anymore. It's an asset because it's lost its purchasing power. So if you can get debt this cheap at 3.1% interest rate to invest in something that can cash flow you more than what the monthly payment would be, or at 15% interest, then why wouldn't you do that? All right, Sonia. All right, so she's in our home-based credit and cash flow business. Sonia, thank you for your testimonial. She says, and this is not Lexington Law. This is why I tell people, if you want to get your credit and cash flow up, you need to partner with me in my home-based business through MWR. She says, and being in MWR for 1 month, I've received an Equifax report yesterday, and her credit score has went up 50 points within 30 days. That's through the home-based business. And so what does this mean for Sonia? It means that if she has a paycheck, she can also get more money off her paycheck and save 6.2% in taxes. She can also get referral because she's a business partner with me and earn extra additional residual income for referring people to the business who will need credit and cash flow help. And she also gets 475 tax deductions as a business owner, as an entrepreneur versus an employee that she would not have, which means she's going to get maximum taxes, and she's not giving the IRS, right, her money throughout the year. That money is flowing back to her in her pockets, or her purse in that case, because she's a female. Pockets if you're a male. So cash flow is just not. See, Sonia is in position now where she's going to get money flowing to her by being a home-based business owner. And she's going to get money flowing to her because now, right, her credit score has improved, so she doesn't have to pay high interest rate on bad debt. So that's going to increase her cash flow. And the things that she used to purchase, she's going to be able to use them as tax deductions. Her utility bills, her water bill, her percentage square footage of her home or her condo or her apartment, wherever she's living, whatever she is dumping that money into for her living expenses, her maintenance, or her vehicles or her home, right? What are all now flowing back to her, because if she have children, for example, she can pay her children up to $12,000 throughout the year. Now her children can go make the groceries and she can get that money back because she can oversee their spending versus her just spending money on groceries to feed the children. Now she's able to get or retrieve some of that grocery money back. So you got to learn how to play the credit and cash flow game, and in more than one way. Again, this is chess, not checkers. This is chess, not checkers. So again, my website is www.fixbadcredit and cash.com. If you need credit help, then credit help is there. I also have a silver stacking report. If you want to know what is some good silver to invest in, if you want to invest for capital gains for the long term, what silver you need to be investing in so you won't be taxed on the resale. That's also on my silver stacking report, the first homepage on my website, www.fixbadcredit.com. LT says, so the 600,000 scenario will help me purchase homes under value to fix them and rent them. In a sense, LT, but right now, homes are grossly overpriced. A 2,000 square foot home today did not cost you what it cost you just in 2008 through the housing crashes. And although a lot of people may be delinquent on their homes beginning in the next month of July, there are still no cheap homes on the market right now for you to find it a great deal to even fix and flop, because houses are still overpriced. So 2021 may be a better time to look for some bankruptcies or foreclosure as a result of people may not being able to afford their homes as a part of what's going on in the economy. But right now, you're not finding good deals on houses to flip or flop. They are still overpriced. All right. Okay, Bob, $600K, fine. And I hope you get the financial education you need to not be taxed on that 30 to 40%, and how to leverage credit or leverage cash to get assets. Yes, I have been reading that book. It's right here somewhere. I thought I had it right here. Oh, it is how to. I have the new edition. 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝒾𝓉 is also with the affiliate with the home-based business. Lower your taxes big time, the 2019-2020 updated version. So yes, I am reading it. Okay, you all, thanks. Well, that's fine. I mean, I'm glad you're finding low-income housing in Pittsburgh, LT. Plenty of them. But just know when that $600,000 cash is gone, and that cash is taxed. This is what I want you all to understand. Debt is not taxed. See, when you use credit, when you get a loan, that money is not taxed. See, your $600K is going to be taxed, which is going to lose the purchasing power. That loan will not be taxed, and it's going to save you additional taxes because you can write it off as a business expense, which will lower your taxable income. People, this is chestnut checkers. This is chestnut checkers. Speaking of chestnut checkers, another great question. Okay, Cassandra, I got you. Okay, give me 2 to 3 days to get you your credit audit because I did see that payment was processed. So I have received the payment. Cassandra, just make sure you email me your credit report, right? That's the second part you have to do. All right, MWR versus 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓇𝑒. MWR does the credit for you. 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓇𝑒 have templates that I will put out there are not very effective in getting negative items removed off your credit report. We have some people that have some testimonials of success, but for the most part, I've eyeballed those letters and they are not highly effective, in my professional opinion. And MWR, there are new 2020 W-4 that people don't understand, including myself. So MWR will analyze your paycheck income by using the new 2020 W-4, and I can show you all what the 2020 W-4 looks like. And they have the professionals, the tax advisors, the CPAs, and the CFAs, certified financial advisors, that will analyze and look at your paycheck to see if you are overpaying in taxes, because you all do understand when you complete this W-4, you are the employee and you inform the IRS how much to withhold out of your paycheck when you complete this for a job. And if you are someone that have not done this in years, I'm pretty sure you're overpaying in taxes. So the 2020 W-4 is very, very different. They look at it, they analyze it, they complete it for you to see if you're overpaying in taxes. Most people just starting there get $300, $600 more out of their paychecks. 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓇𝑒, they have videos you have to watch. The 2020 was highly complicated for me to understand, even with the videos. So, you know, 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓇𝑒 is a do-it-yourself, and I'm just going to be honest with you. MWR pays more. MWR pays more. They have a better payment plan, and both MWR and 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓇𝑒 is about $40 a month. See, with MWR, when you get 3 people to join the business with you, your membership is free. The only thing you're paying the $40 for is for the usage and the marketing to have their website. So if you all want to know what my website is, I'd be glad to share it with you. And we have private training, Zoom training, private Facebook groups. This is my website, MWR. Some people want the opportunity, meaning they want to earn money. Some people just want the membership. And with the membership, you really just get the month-to-month credit plan. But in order to get your paycheck pay raise, the money max, and the other equity max and investment plan, you have to be a business partner, not just a member. And so this is also the lead page that you will have as a business partner. And again, you will be included in our private Facebook group, our weekly Zoom training. Yes, you could get your own LLC and S Corp, but the most training that you get on how to start a business is just how to establish an LLC or a corporation. They don't help you get your customers, right? Jesus, yeah, I saw it. That's fine. I'm sorry, I'm probably late on answering your question, Jesus, but that's fine to approve that. So AR says, don't focus on making money, focus on how not to pay any taxes on the money you make. That's the very first chess move anybody could make, AR. That's what the rich do. They don't do like Dave Ramsey suggests and put this in envelopes and say, this is how you keep cash. No, they learn how to keep that 30 to 40% on top of dollars already losing its purchasing power. So then when you look at prices are increasing due to inflation, then you look at the second inflation, which is your taxes. And this is how much of your dollar, of your hard-earned money that you keep in your purse or your pocket if you don't know how to play the tax game and if you don't know how to beat inflation, right? Which is, again, the rising prices of goods and services is the definition for inflation. Yes, get educated. People ask me all the time, I want to make an investment. What do you suggest? First, invest in the financial education, which you will definitely get through the home-based business with MWR. Does a secure card boost your credit score as much as do an unsecured card? A secure card is a good place to start for anyone that has a very thin credit line, a low credit score under 620. They don't have any established secure cards. It's a good place to start, but it won't necessarily boost your credit score. If you want a credit score boost, then when I upload this video, you will see 2 primary $5,000 credit cards. Well, I'm sorry, not credit cards, but charge cards that you should apply for. Because what happens is once you have those 2 primary trade lines added to you, and I'm saying primary, meaning that you personally, this is your trade line, this is your charge card. You're not anyone's authorized users. When you have that added to your credit profile, once you now go to apply for a major credit card, a secure card, Discover, Amex, Chase, Bank of America, etc., Visa, MasterCard, they will look at your primary trade lines and match that credit limit. So this is another chess move. Again, we're building chess. We're doing chess and not checkers. So you get those primary trade lines that you will see uploaded in this video for $5,000. You keep those in good standing for about 90 days, 3 months. You do have to buy some products off of the website, pay it off in full, buy products. Some of it may be useful for you, but just know why you have those trade lines and what the name of the game is, what you're trying to do with them. And then wait about 90 days and then start applying for those major credit cards. And those major credit cards will usually mirror those primary trade lines credit limit, which is $5,000. So yes, this is all about Robert Kiyosaki, the cash flow quadrant, which you see in my background. The very first thing you need to understand when getting a financial education, if you have not read the book, read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Some make it easier than others. My bank secure card. Okay, so Letitia said her bank secure card did give her a big jump. But the only thing about the bank secure card is they're usually what you can match with your money being a deposit. So it may be 200 to 500. So your money really acts as a savings account against the usage of the card, which will in terms give you, try to say it's simple, a low credit limit. So it's better to get the $5,000 credit limit department store cards, because this is how the credit approval game is played. Even with business credit cards, they will look at how well are you managing a card on your credit profile, and they will look at that credit limit. They will look at that credit limit. So if you're showing that you have a $5,000 trade line that you are managing responsibly, whether this is department store card, then they will mirror that and approve you 9 times out of 10 with a $5,000 major credit card, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or Amex. But if you get a secure card and those low credit limits, then your major credit cards credit limits will be low as well. It's good to have a mix of credit portfolio, some revolving installment loans. However, I guess you're trying to say capital is king when it comes to your capacity. Okay, is king when it comes to your revolving debt. All right, and credit cards can be converted into cash. I did videos on that in the past. So if you have balance transfer credit cards, you get your balance transfer checks, you deposit it, write the checks, and order to yourself, and you can get cash deposit it could be converted into cash. Business credit cards are a great move because I call them ghost cards. What I mean by that is that if you get the correct, not all business credit cards, I want to make that plain and simple. Not all business credit cards. For example, Capital One is a business credit card that does not offer this option. But if you have the right business credit card, most of them will not report on your credit report, but you have to know which ones they are. And Capital One is a business credit card that will show on your personal credit report. So that means even with a high limit, it'll record your debt and your transactions. And I don't like that. I don't prefer that, because the whole purpose of business credit cards is to often get you higher credit limits, or so you can get higher credit limits, 25,000, 10K, all of that. And if you're going to have credit limits that high, it's good so they don't show on your personal credit report. All right, so I don't know if you can copy and paste that link, but this is one of the links. It's a bit.ly link to a $5,000 trade line to boost your credit score. That's one of them, and this is the second $5,000 trade line link. Again, I don't know if it'll copy and paste, but we'll see. All right, so again, oh yes, you're right about that, Sean. American Express is one that does not show on your personal credit score. American Express is one. Chase Business Inc. is one. I love Chase Business Inc. as well, and American Express. I have both of those cards. Those are two that will not show on your personal credit. Just know with Chase and Amex, it's the 524 rule. The 524 rule, meaning that you cannot have 5 pulls on your credit report within 2 years or 24 months. And that's also called inquiries or inquiries. So you can't have 5 or more hard pulls. That means for the people that may be shopping for vehicles, make sure your pulls on your credit report does not get what I call machine gun or shotgun, right? Meaning that you might get 50 or 30 or more at a time. All right, so let me re-put that link in there. The entire thing didn't show. My MWR link is www.makewealthreal.com, and then you / Queen of Credit and Cashflow. That's the MWR business link. Makewealthreal.com / Queen of Credit and Cashflow. Rico says, so when I apply for Chase business cards, should I apply for all of them at once? They have 3, or Amex, should I apply? I also think that's a strategy that needs to be professionally done, because just know whenever you apply, you are going to get hard pulls on your credit report. So if you don't want more than 5, I highly suggest that you go through this company, and I'm going to put the link, so they can apply for your business credit cards based off your credit profile, and they will inform you what's the likelihood of your approval, or if there's something else you need to improve upon your credit. Because having them doing it all in one day, it takes 24 hours for, and this is a pretty long link, so it takes 24 hours before those inquiries will show on your credit report. So I'm going to share this screen with you all, but my link is pretty long. Suggest that you go to this website. It's handled by a company, fixbadcredit.com, because a lot of people don't know what to put in for a better approval also as their projected income. And oftentimes, if it's a business that's just now a beginning business, less than 2 years old, they will put either too much for the projected income or too little and get denied, even if they have a good credit profile. So again, I don't know if you can copy and paste that link. It's pretty long and lengthy. I'll try to create a shorter link through bit.ly, and that way it won't be that complicated. But that's just what I recommend. That if you really want to get business credit, let the professionals do it if you're starting out. Because again, a lot of people don't know what's the best income to put for approval. And a lot of times just doing that alone will get them denied for business credit. They don't know what's too high. If you put an amount that's too high, then you'll have to prove your income. If you put an amount that's too low, then your application could be denied. So that's the shorter link that I just created, but it's bit.ly 31 low cap U 9 LOZ in all caps. All right. So if you want to try to get approved for business credit. Queen, do I know anything about infinite banking? Yes, I do. But I'm tired and it's Saturday night. I don't want to discuss infinite banking tonight. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm about to go. Yes, Rico, if you got an 850, you have less than 5 inquiries, then do that. But I do know about infinite banking is great. And maybe Monday of next week, I will do a video on infinite banking. All right. Recommend, before you execute, have all your ducks in a row. Hope and prayer is not enough. Sean, my king, what a better way to end this live stream. If I can just get the religious community to understand that and the church to understand that hope and prayer is not an asset, but strategy is. Do you ever ask, why doesn't Bill Gates have to pray for prosperity? You know, the only time, and I might do this for Credit Church tomorrow, people pray for prosperity is they are in a broke situation and they want to use that for a strategy. But the prosperous people don't pray about money. They just understand how money works and they get skills to help them invest. If we look at Matthew and the talents that were distributed and given, everyone according to their own ability, you know, The people that had the skill to trade are the ones that the servant said, you know, well done, my good and faithful servant. The people that build their financial education, that learn skills and that learn trading in this financial world and knew how to execute it. But the people that did nothing, and I'm ending on this, but do like Dave Ramsey suggests and go and hide your money in an envelope. Get an envelope system and use cash and be afraid of debt. That's the one that the servant called wicked and evil. Yeah, I'm preaching, teaching tonight. I'm preaching, teaching tonight. Hey, you all, peace, shalom. This is to your peace and prosperity, your credit and your cash flow, and just as or even more importantly, your health and your wealth. Thank you for tuning in, YouTube. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You all have a blessed Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow if everything goes as planned.